But when you came along with this training program, I said, this is really going to be good for us because I think it's another dimension that we're being able to add now to our company. And I think it's going to be really good for us. So, we've gotten a few funded so far, which makes it nice. You start seeing some cash coming out of it.
I know you were experienced before you joined the training and before you started working with us. Tell me a little bit about some of the deals you were working on and what was your business looking like before you came to us?
Okay. How far back do you want to go? How far back do you want to
Just
go?
recent, tell me what you and Jim were doing, just let's say a year ago, what kind of deals you were focused on before you came to us?
Okay. Well, most of the deals we were focused on in the past have been ones that we've closed as construction. We did last year, we refinanced a couple hotels.
So what has been your biggest takeaway from the training? I know you've done a couple takeaways on the Facebook group, but what was the biggest shift for you personally that you felt like you took away from it?
Well, I think the biggest thing, the genuineness that you presented, which is absolutely amazing. And I tell Jim all the time, I said, I really like this guy. And I tell a couple of people that I talk to, he's really good person. You can just tell it comes through. So that was a good part of it.
Is you've done a handful of deals with us so far. What's your experience been like working with us from a closing perspective, and how have those deals panned out for you?
I'd say they're as painless as it possibly could be. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know how you guys are able to keep up with what you're keeping up with over there, because I can only imagine the amount of transactions that are going on. How with these guys, I don't know what you've got. You must have an espresso machine going over there. How do you keep up with because they're small, and you're getting this volume of people putting things in, and you have to stay on top of. You kind of do similar to what we do when we get a transaction. Let's say it's $1 million loan or 500,000 or $10 million loan. We have 1,000 different resources to go to, and we have to look and say, okay, out of all these resources, who do we send this deal to?
It is work, yeah.
I don't know how you're doing it, but whatever you're doing is fantastic. We found it. I find it very seamless, and I appreciate the back office. I mean, being able to see what's going on over there, that you have, 9 or 10 hooks in the water, which ones have been accepted, which ones are still pending. I like that. I mean, I don't know how you would improve on what you're doing already. It's just very well thought out.
We're getting there. I think we've just been speaking the same language for the last 10 years and slowly improving processes just to make it easier and make it better.
I don't know how much better you can make it, Kyle. I mean, other than teaching people how to use the resources that are available online, how to use those things efficiently and really understand how to use them. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the next thing, that if you can train people to do that, you'll get more traction with them.
Noted. How has working with us been different than other companies that you've had in the past?
Well, responsive. I mean, this is the first time I've gotten to talk to you, and I appreciate it. But I probably will talk to you more in the future. Yeah. But Richard's fantastic. He's always responsive, and if I know he's got to be busy because he's got a lot of new people that he's working with. And if I find that I have a number of different things that I have to talk to him about, I just schedule a phone appointment with him. Yeah. And then we just, talk for a half hour and figure out, I get my answers that way. So I have no complaints at all. You only get 5 stars from me.
That's good. I mean, I think it's only downhill from there, but we're going to continue to keep getting better. So, have you gone through training with anyone else online or offline? And if so, how has that training been different than what you've got with me?
In this type of format, no. I've gone to, where you go to places and somebody does a presentation of some sort. But no, most of my training has been death by fire. This is really what all there was in the past, is you just had to go out there,
Mm-hmm.
like you did with when you started, and you just get pounded in the nose every day,
Yep.
and you learn by doing it that way. That's really where it happened for me. My first job after college to learn sales, I got a job with Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company, and I said, okay, how do we start this? Do you have your leads or whatever? We were selling, financial packages to professionals. Phone book dropped
Mm-hmm.
on your desk. That was it. You go
That's
through the
it.
phone book and you call people right out of the phone book. So that's how you learn. So today, this is like baby food, what you're doing for people, because you're making the whole process, other than if they are unable to talk at all, or they're terrified of talking to somebody, then they shouldn't be doing sales at all. It's not going to be their fit.
Right.
But if you have any type of gregarity about you, or any type of personality, or you can talk, sales is a great field to be in,
Mm-hmm.
and you are making the process very easy for people for this.
That's good. How is what you've learned over the last, 10, 11 weeks, how has that changed what you do or how you do it in your business?
Well, it has organized my thought process. When you're talking about, the 5 steps, 5 moves, you kind of learn those over a period of time, but it's not framed the way you helped frame it in your own head and put it in a series of steps that makes it easier to deliver. So I think that's really been helpful, because sometimes you do all of those things, but you don't do them in the right order. Even after doing it for a long time, you don't do it in the right order for
Right.
whatever reason. It just doesn't come out that way. You do it backwards. You do one in the middle, at the beginning, and whatever. But this whole process has helped organize my thoughts a little bit better. And I've found it even when talking to new customers. I mean, we got 2 new ones today that we're going to have conversations with, and I think that this training is helping with that.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't know where you got all this stuff. If this is coming out of your head, you're a pretty smart guy.
Head or my ass or just experience.
It's fantastic. It really is.
If somebody was thinking about getting started,
Uh-huh.
they had not gone through the training yet, what advice would you give them?
Go through the training. You have to go through the training. I mean, you can't do this. You won't be successful without doing the training. Period. You have to do it that way. It won't work. You just spin your wheels and you'll get very frustrated. So I think that the training that you're offering is priceless. If you're going to be in sales, it's priceless. And that probably would work even in management. Talking to employees, a lot of it would really help. So
I think so. I think it's pretty universal, whether it's, relationships with a woman or with your team.
Yes, exactly.
Trying to lead your team, I think it's pretty universal, and it's just kind of getting out of your own way and out of your own head. And how do we bring people together to get to the outcome that's possible if, I think when all of our selfish interests, that layering of that is removed.
Yes, I agree. And that's fantastic on that you add that component of caring about having some empathy for other people when you do it. We're kind of similar when Jim and I, when we talk to people too, we try to empathize with their situation a little bit and understand what they're trying to do, and tell them Jim is better at it than I am, because he's kind of very, I wish he could be talking, because he just tells people, no, you can't do it that way. It's not going to work. He's old fashioned, I'm a little bit more, let's do it,
That's probably why you guys work well together. My partner and I are very similar. He's brash, doesn't really have a filter, and I'm like, I think there was a better way we could have probably angled
Yeah,
that
yeah.
delivery.
Well, we have a great team because Jim is an architect,
Okay,
so he's really great at finding the projects and deals that we work on. And I've got the lending background, and I know how to package it together and put it out. So it is a real symbiotic
that's
type
good.
of relationship that we have. Yeah, relationship that we have. Yeah.
Now, if that person who was considering joining the training has never met me before, what kind of testimony would you tell them about me?
I think I put this down in writing already. That you are very honest, very straightforward, that you can feel, um, and you are very articulate in getting the information out that needs to be gotten out. And you are very deliberate in helping people absorb that information.